Good afternoon, everybody. This is our second attempt, so hopefully everything goes fine. My name is Tasha with Concierge Questionnaire, and you are here. This week is New York Now, and today I'm going to be interviewing the Patrick King Woollen Company, which is a Scottish-based company that makes quality wool products from lamb and merino wool. So this is going to be really fun. I'm waiting for our guest to enter, so we're gonna give him a moment for him to find me because we were having a little bit of technical difficulties a few minutes ago and we weren't able to find each other. So let's see if it works now. Hi Grace, how are you doing? Hello. Welcome everybody. So I'm just gonna give him a moment. Let's see. I've sent him a request. Let's see if he gets it. Hey, Lynn. Oh, here we go.
Are you
Hi,
okay?
Robert. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good. Finally, we got through.
Yes.
Okay, so today we're talking about the Patrick King Woollen Company. I want you to start by telling our audience a little bit about yourself and the company itself.
Okay. Well, I'm Robert Patterson, and so I'm one of the co-owners of Patrick King Woollen Company. So I was a wee boy in Scotland, and I left Scotland when I was 8, so I immigrated to Canada. I've always had a fascination for all things Scottish and tartans, and so we established Patrick King Woollen Company. Now, Patrick King was my great-great-grandfather, and they were weavers in Ireland back in the mid-1800s. And then during the potato famine in Ireland, they had to immigrate to Glasgow in Scotland. So when they immigrated and they stopped weaving, like they used to weave back in Ireland. And so then I started this about 8 years ago, and I named it after my great-grandfather and grandfather, Patrick King. So that's where the name came from. The funny thing is everyone calls me Patrick, which I'm okay with because it's kind of cute.
I was about to, honestly, and I had to catch myself.
Well, people that actually know me as Roberts call me Patrick, which I think is really cool. I like it, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I've got 2 names too, so that's all right. I love it.
And so what we do, so we actually design tartan. So we have a stock, because tartan is basically a pattern cloth, right? So back in the early ages, like hundreds of years ago, a lot of the Scottish Highlanders would wear tartan. And each family is known as a clan. So every clan has their own tartan. So you would know what family that was by what color they were wearing.
Wow.
So this is how it started. And back in the day, there was only so many dyes that you could use. So a lot of the tartans were it would blend into the environment because, they were at war, again, like with the English, and that England would ban tartan and ban the bagpipe. So back in the day, it was all just very muted, very bland kind of colors. But today, it's all about expression. So when we design tartans for corporations, we use either their corporate colors or we can use environmental colors. What I mean by that, we designed the Athabasca Glacier, which is in Alberta.
I'm sorry, I lost you. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, we lost you for a
So
second.
no problem. Yeah, so we just actually designed a tartan for the Athabasca Glacier, like in Alberta. So they owned a lodge and a hotel that their doorstep looked onto all the glaciers. So they wanted a tartan that represented their area, right? So they would give me pictures of the glacier, the whites, the coldness, the minty greens, the blues. And then I would take that, for example. So this is what we just actually designed for the glacier. Beautiful. So you can see the colors. It's a lot of the blues and greens and grays and whites. So what we done was that, so a lot of corporations and a lot of tourist actually locations will ask us to actually design a tartan. So it's like they're taking home a bit of that with them. Like we're doing one now for the Mayflower 2, which is like the big boat. We're actually working one now for the Yellowstone Park, which is the grand, like prismatic, which is very colorful. So we can design a tartan from the environment and put it onto a cloth would represent that. So it's phenomenal. And what we do with tartan is, so tartan's all about thread counts. Okay, so I'm going to explain a bit about thread counts. So, for example, this is a blanket that we designed for Quebec, which is a province in Canada. So it's all about the threads. So if you can see, the beginning is like yellow. That's like, so this will be 2. Then the white will be 2. You see how it goes very big, the blue? So then that'll be about 28. And then the royal blue will be 4. The white will be 2, 2, 7. So it creates an ingredient. And then once you have your pivot, you see your pivot here, then it rotates and it mirrors itself on the other side. So it creates like a pattern. And we can use like dates of, like, for example, we've done one for the Titanic ship, which sunk on April 14th, 1912. So the date's 4/1912. We can incorporate that into the fabric. And for example, on the Titanic, when the Titanic sank, we all know, because of the movie, there was 8 band members that played right to the end while it sank. So when we designed the Titanic, we actually put in a row of black of a thin line down the blanket that was 8. So the thread count is 8, and that represents the 8 people that played on the ship. So you can very personalize the fabric and personalize your story. Right? So another tartan we designed, so this one we designed, so actually during COVID, which made everyone realize how vulnerable we are as a planet. It doesn't matter where you live, there's no boundaries. It doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter your actual color, we're all affected. So we designed this called One World, which means that we're one world. And I designed it with the blues are for the healthy oceans, the white is for hope, black is for equality, red is for love, and green is for the healthy planet. So everything can be so personalized. And then what we've done, we teamed up with Canadian Wildlife. So 20% of all our profits will actually go to a charitable, like actually donation. So when we're talking fabric and tartan, there's so much we can do. We can personalize it, make it about you, and tell your story.
So we have a question in the comments.
Yes.
Someone, Concierge Q asked if this is for the Titanic Museum in Belfast, the previous tartan.
No, so what we were, so there was, see, a lot of people don't realize when the Titanic went down, it went down just off the coast of Newfoundland. And when the ship sank, the boats from Newfoundland and Canada went up to actually recover the actual survivors, where Halifax was, they went out to kind of recover like all the bodies. So 134 of the souls are buried in Halifax in Canada on the East Coast. So we've done that. We were done for the Canadian, like actually museum. And so we've done it on their behalf. And that's why we put a little red and white line in to represent the Canadian flag, because not too many people know that Canada was a big influence on the Titanic on the recovery of the bodies. And there's 134 people buried in a national cemetery there. So that's why we did it for them.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is amazing. So what inspired you to do these types of custom and personalized?
Because I have a passion for the tartan. I have a passion for a story. And tartan tells a story. Even going back 600 years ago with all the clans having different colors that represents who we are. And I always say, you don't know where you're going to know where you come from.
Yeah.
So to me, it was all about how do I tell a story and how do I design? So we designed for hotel chains. We've even designed for weddings. We've done 2 weddings so far. And we've taken the colors of the bride and the groom, and we've intertwined the families and created their own cloth and their own tartan. And
That's
all the
beautiful.
tartans we register with the Scottish Tartan Authority. So that means you get a nice wee plaque that says it's registered. A piece of the cloth is kept in Edinburgh, so that these are all licensed tartans. And then when we design for corporations, so that means that no one else can sell the product or weave the product. So it keeps that private, exclusivity as well. But I think the weddings is very interesting as well. So when we did the wedding, we did about 200 knee blankets that every person in the wedding party received the blanket for the bride and groom. And even the label, it was so cute. The label said, to have and to hold in case you get cold. So that was kind of cute. So there's so many things that we can do.
That is super cute. So Lynn in the comments, she's asking about kilts. It's really funny because I was actually just about to bring up kilts. I wore a kilt for 4 years because I went to Catholic school, and it's very interesting to me hearing you talk about it because I'm thinking about the pattern on our skirt and every color representing, each group and each clan. So, yeah, it was very interesting to me. So, yeah, talk about the kilt.
Yeah, but I love kilts. So, like, every time that we showcase and we exhibit, we exhibit in New York now, we do the Atlanta show, the America's March, and Toronto and Alberta. We always wear kilts in our booth. And so everyone knows us by the kilt. So it's like, I'm the kilt guy. And everyone wants to ask, of course, what's worn under the kilt, right? And we always say, just socks and boots.
Well, I mean, I know what I wore under my kilt, but
just socks. Well, it's actually it's a whole thing about what's a man wearing under his kilt, and you don't wear any. That's it. It's just you're free.
Oh, I love it. That's beautiful. Yeah. I love it. Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
This has been so educational and so much fun. And
there's so much you can do with fabric and tartan because it all tells a story.
Yes, that's beautiful. It's
all right.
Weaving and it's history in the cloth, and I love it. That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tasha. Thank you.
Please go on Instagram and visit Patrick King Woollen Company and look at their beautiful products. Really, really beautiful, beautiful products, and they are quality products. And thank you, Robert, for talking to us today.
All right, Tasha.
So,
take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Tasha Dwhaj with Concierge Q, and you are here in New York now with Robert from Patrick Woollen King Company. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.